One with the Coffee Everywhere Morning Show. Coming to you live every Monday morning from 9 to 11 at eLife Media Studios down here at Hampton Mall. Good morning, everybody. I want to send a special shout out to all my crack war veterans this morning. They don't get recognized a lot, and people probably haven't even never heard the word before. I made it up, and I've been saying it for a minute because.
We want to sit right
Oh, yeah, you can sit right there, Pooh. Hey, we got my special guest just came in the building. Demond, I'll get back to that. I want to finish sending this special dedication out on this Memorial Day to the crack war veterans, and I call crack war veterans anybody that's still living after the crack war, because it was a war. People don't want to recognize we lost a lot of good brothers and sisters during this time period in the early 80s, on up through the mid to late 90s. And anybody that's still surviving, we got a lot of people that got injured. We lost a lot of people. We got a lot of moms that lost a lot of sons. We got a lot of dads that lost a lot of sons. And these people don't get recognized. This part of time, this era in time, doesn't get recognized as being as tragic as it really was, or as devastating to our people and our culture as it was. So I want to give a shout out to all the crack war veterans and all the people still living and lost ones on through their struggles in the streets of Washington, D.C., and not just Washington, D.C., all around the world. And feel free to call in. You can call into the eLife Media Studio hotline at 240-455-5934, and you can send a shout out to yours truly. You can send a shout out to anybody you want here, there, not here, and spend some time with us this morning. We're going to come back with our special guest right after this music break. We got my man Nas featuring Quan. Just a moment. Now don't put my music. We can just turn these on right here.
But they gotta be in the mic, bro. You just can't.
We can rotate.
I mean, well,
can I
last week
rotate?
when I was talking, when I was doing the show, I was standing right here
Yeah,
talking.
but you wasn't coming through clearly. But I watched it because I couldn't hear you. That's why you gotta be in the mic. So I mean, you have two at one, two, three. Do you know?
Could I show you? Do you know who Jocko was? Who was Jocko? Taking place in Caesar basement. One playing with so much love. Don't you know? Such a gift from above. Tell me that you know who he was. There's a great sound up in E-Town. Who was I thinking of? Please say no. Boy, when I first heard Django play,
Oh, that's why you like this.
I got to admit I was blown away by the sound of his heart, and it tore me apart. Yet it gave me a brand new start. I'd never heard a sound like that before. Then I went to see him play live in concert, thinking he was going to play exactly what was on his record. Yet what he did was so much more, so much better. Running, jumping, slipping, and sliding, dancing around. Wow, and the sound that he had on the bass really blew my mind. That's the sound that I just had to find. Harmonically, he was so free. Not the time to see my boy was playing melodies. So ferocious, he was turning it around, making many sounds, jumping up and down, standing on the mountain. It was so astounding to this day. I can't believe the feelings that his music gave to me. One time I went to see him do a show, let him go. It was a wonderful, his sensibilities and everything is so be. This most original musician really has his melody, you see, and set me free. I still clearly remember the way that he did that melody. How could this be? When I first heard Heavy Weather, I said I never heard quite a sound like Teen Town. This guy sure can get around, and so true. It is true. When I heard him play Portrait of Tracy, it made me crazy. I told everyone, get out my face. Get out of here. Don't even try. That isn't a bass. If it is, then I guess he just took it to another place. Then one day, to my surprise, is that his news spread around like a fire. Taco went to the wire. Do it, did it, do. Such a musician you must admire. And I say this because everybody should know who he was. Time to go now. Do you know how to find good Jocko was? Find who he was, why just because. Now that I'm through, guess I told you, and I sing this song with fear and love, 'cause I know
Are we playing off your music? No,
Because I don't want mine to get blinked out on. I don't want this show to get blinked out on. Right after Alyssa Gorilla. I ain't long, we lie. Gorilla. I'm talking about the black man right here. Are we back? Good morning and welcome back to the Coffee Everywhere Morning Show down here right in town at eLife Media Studios. You can call in 240-445-5934. Please excuse the fat one voice this morning. I've been hollering all weekend, coaching all day Saturday, coaching all day Sunday. We lost yesterday, so no games today, but that's all right. That's how it goes. You win some, you learn some. I got some special guests in the building with me today. My first guest to my left, he's a very special dude to me. I know him for a minute. I met him through a friend, and I call him one of my main dudes. I ain't gonna say too many because I love basketball and only about six other humans in the world. So let me be careful what I say. I met him a while ago, and we just kicked it, and then he came into my life again, maybe like a year and a half ago. Called him up. He's talking when that helped me with a venture I was trying to do. And when he came over to talk to me, we talked for a long time. We talked for a couple of hours, and he really said some things to me and gave me some reassurance and some confirmations on some decisions I was trying to make and that I needed to make. And I know myself through experience that we all have our own paths, but we all do need to get knowledge from everywhere, and it does come from everywhere. And a lot of times we as humans let it slide by because we think we know everything, but I didn't. I don't think I know everything, and I didn't then, and I listened to him. And I swear on everything I love, we don't have the same religion. We are not family. It's past family now. The man led my life. I'd like to welcome Pastor Damon Applewhite from the Motivation Movement Ministry to eLife Studios. Welcome, Pastor. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you in. I talked to Pastor Damon. I just called him yesterday. Out of the blue, me and my other guest, was talking a while ago, and we was talking about the show. So I was calling him up yesterday, calling my man up for the show, and he had some phone difficulties. You know, we need the phone. The phones ain't working, nothing working. So I called him up. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll do it. So here we are today.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Well,
I appreciate you
Thank you.
for changing my life
Amen.
and pushing it in the direction you did. That thing's still going now. Won't you tell us a little bit about you, Pastor Damon, and your ministry?
Well, my name is Pastor Damon Applewhite. I'm in Motivation Movement Ministries. I founded the church about 4 years ago, just through a quest. One of the kind of quests that we had, one of the kind of conversations we had, led me to this place, and so it's been we about to celebrate 4 years in July. It's an amazing journey. I love it. We inside of the cafeteria at Fairmont Heights, 1401 Nash Street, every Sunday at 10:30, and then on every Thursday.
Capitol Heights?
Fairmont Heights, yeah, Fairmont Heights High School. It's in Capitol Heights, 1401 Nash Street. So we there every Sunday at 10:30. On Thursdays is how I met Darren through a thing that we do called Brilliant Men. And I think that we don't celebrate us as African American men and our brilliance as much as we need to, or highlight it as much as we need to, because just like this studio, I mean, this is like brilliant.
Right,
It's amazing.
You know,
It's absolutely amazing.
This doesn't come, this doesn't come from actual schooling. This just comes from intuition, and then the intuition just come into real life. And so we just, we need to celebrate our men more. So we get a group of guys together, just like this. It's not a radio show, but we talk about real life issues and how we can grow as men. So.
Beautiful. We do need that. So let me introduce my other guest that we have here today. Before we go on, thanks, Pastor. We have next to Pastor Damon, my man Darren White. How many years ago was that, Darren?
First of all, my name ain't Darren White.
Oh, my bad. It is early. Let me sip my coffee.
You need to call.
Second of all, I don't need no introduction. Anybody that know you know me.
That's true too.
So-
That's true. So, we got a lot of other people might be coming through.
But I'm Darren Moore.
Darren Moore, my man Darren Moore. I met Darren over over 20 odd years ago. Just two dudes temping working at temp circuit downtown, and it was funny because we were working at the IMF, and we was the only two African American guys there. And his nationalities from everywhere there. So I used to see him, and one day I was like, "Hey brother, how you doing today?" I had long hair, my hair in a ponytail sometimes going, "Hey brother, how you doing? You trying to go get some lunch?" He looked at me like, "Nah, Slim." He told me, "Nah." I said, "Okay. Well, forget that man. Go get my own lunch. I better get my own lunch." So now, a couple of days later, I see him again. Guess what get him though, darn. I say, "I'm going to a party tonight." Look, I said, "I'm going to a party tonight." Where you going to a party? He's 19 though.
Right.
I'm blank. Oh, he's 19. So I said, "I'm going to a party." He like, "You going to a party? Where?" I said, "The F Street Grill." Who was there? Subtle Thoughts. This was when Subtle Thoughts first came out.
Wow.
F Street Grill. We go down to F Street, pick him up after work. Pick him up, he looking. Okay. Pick him up. We go down F Street Grill. Now we outside F Street Grill. There's hundreds of people out there. And he just in amazement. Ever since then, he went everywhere with me.
I'm going with you
Everywhere.
everywhere. You been my roommate twice. You been.
Everywhere. He said, "What would have happened without you?"
Wow.
Next to Mr. Durham, we have Alyssa Brooks. I'm having the pleasure of meeting Miss Alyssa myself for the first time, a.k.a. Nova Pearl.
Hey.
How you doing this morning, Miss Brooks?
Good, I'm good.
You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, I love radio, and I love this studio. I didn't even know this existed, but it's beautiful. I came off of the Moon Man and the Fun Bunch show last September, and so I'm no longer on that show. I have been kind of asked to come back, so we'll see what's up with that.
Okay.
But I did that show for like 2 years. I hosted it for him as he was, going through some health issues, getting himself back together. And so I was able to bring people like Dick Gregory on the show, the Black Eagle, Joe Madison, Candy Staten, the singer, and some other really good interviews with Charles E. Wright, the guy who did, Express Yourself. Like, he came on. It was really cool. He had some good music, too. So
Okay, beautiful. I said beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm thinking in my head, damn. Pastor and Darren, boy, me a co-host. That's how it works.
Yes. Hallelujah.
That is the plan.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey,
Yeah. So
your network is your network.
Okay. Yeah, so I was able to do some really incredible things with that. Actually, I talk to Theodore all the time, who is Dick Gregory's booking agent, and I haven't found a studio that I can bring him in to do an interview. So, if you want to collaborate, I can send out the email today and get a hold of Theo.
Right.
We can do some
You gotta
things.
use your
and see if we
words,
can-
right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't. You found one now.
Yeah, I
It's
did.
there.
Yeah. So
Right
now
in it.
now I feel like life again, because radio is like,
Oh, man,
this
that's
is my
beautiful.
passion. And I remember seeing a studio like this on Wisconsin Avenue.
Uh-huh.
And it's similar to how you guys have the setup, and it's an amazing studio. And then coming into this and seeing brothers put
Yeah.
this together and having this in the community and stuff like that, it's very inspirational. And I'm
Yes,
just
it
really
is.
happy that my friend Darren brought me here. And I actually met Darren through his uncle. And so we've known each other since I actually moved here to D.C.
Okay.
So he, his uncle, Mr. Moore, he was like they were the first people I met moving here to D.C. So me and Darren,
Tell them where.
what do we mean? Oh, the Trayvon Martin rally. That was
Uh-huh.
the first time I met him. We all went out to the Trayvon Martin rally. That was actually the first time I ever met Dick Gregory. And after that, I just pursued him and was able to
okay.
get him on the show. So, so that's how I met Darren. So he brought me here, and I'm not going to talk too much, but yeah.
Man, that's what you're here for, to talk.
All right.
To talk. Hey, I passed it tomorrow before we go to bed. I wanted to ask you, tell the dates of your ministries and your brilliant men and where people can come and see you.
Yeah, every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. we in Fremont Heights. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. we in Fremont Heights as well.
Okay.
At high school, we're in the cafeteria side, auditorium/cafeteria side, and so every Thursday night we get together. I'm telling you, it's a judgment-free zone, because brothers don't like to really come and be a part of anything because they believe that they're gonna be judged and what they say. We got a little saying down there.
I told you.
And we got a little saying down there. You can tell her what it is.
Hold it, sauce.
Hold it, sauce. So if you ever feel like you're being judged or you feel like somebody pressing up on you, then we say hold it, sauce. We don't believe in like trying to argue about religion, things like that. We trying to better each other's lives. You know, the quality of life, the way we portray the media. You know, you just don't see black men doing things like this at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Coffee everywhere.
When we supposed to be off.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, you do an awesome job. You do an awesome job in the things you do in life. You know, with coaching and mentoring and watching kids and you know, and now getting this voice out to radio.
I think they be watching me. I think they be watching me. That's something. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. We're gonna take a little break, short break, and then we're gonna come back and get into some other things. We really don't know. I don't write nothing down. We just go off the top of the head. We're gonna talk about that gorilla. We're gonna talk about that gorilla.
I do want to say something about that situation with that little boy that got messed up with that hanger.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that too. We can get into that too.
Really
we got a good amount of time to talk about what we want to talk about. In here. Let me do my weather report real quick. Let me do my weather. Hold on a second. Hold on.
You doing live right now?
Good morning. This is your Wicked Weather Report coming to you live from eLife Studios. If you want to check your weather, you got to do what I do and look out the window. Seems like we had a bit of rain last night and yesterday evening, and today we woke up this morning, the ground was wet and the skies was cloudy, but it seems like it's going to clear up. I'll give us about a 25% chance of rain. You can take it or leave it. Pick your umbrella up and take it outside with you and slide it in the car. And if nobody ain't told you they love you today, they still haven't, because I don't know you like that yet. Be back in a minute.
You like, what's up, man? Seymour?
Petey Green. Watch everything, Petey Green. Watch my house. Good morning, world. Welcome back to the Coffee Everywhere show with yours truly, the Fab One, and this morning's special guest, Pastor DeMar Applewhite, Mr. Darren Moore, and Miss Alyssa Brooks, a.k.a. Nova Pearl, in the building. And we got together for this special Crack War Veteran Memorial Day edition of Coffee Everywhere. I thought I said, let me see, for this edition, I want to get some good minds in here with me. We're going to just sit down and talk for a minute. But before we get busy, we're going to talk about this gorilla. What's the gorilla name? Hammer Ray? What's the gorilla's name? They was posting his name.
Little Jungle Book.
Okay, yeah, Little Jungle Book. We'll go with that. Little JB. All right, so if you haven't heard about Little JB, what happened is, what happened is, a baby fell in the gorilla pit. I don't know who's wronger or how your baby falls in a gorilla pit. Maybe he was doing the Michael Jackson thing, hanging the baby over the balcony while they talking.
No. She said,
okay, enlighten me.
The son said he wanted to go swim with the gorilla.
And don't tell me no flukes. Don't give me don't make something
The
up.
son wanted to go swim with the gorilla.
I knew it was. And so what happened after that?
While she wasn't looking, he fell over. The gorilla protected the little boy. He never touched him. He stopped him from drowning.
Yeah, I saw him grab his little hand, but he was, he's just heavy-handed.
I think the gorilla wasn't light-skinned enough.
And then you might be right.
I mean, the baby was. I mean, think about it. If I was in a cage with a gorilla, I would be petrified. So you got a baby in there, so the baby started flipping out. Now the gorilla.
But the baby wasn't flipping out, though.
Well, they started crying.
Right. Right.
So which made the other people nervous and stuff like that. But the gorilla didn't actually.
And as a matter of fact, when I saw the video, the gorilla stood him up.
Yeah.
Like somebody reached down.
Watching his back. Yeah, he was watching his back.
Yeah. So, but then let me see, who was it? Malik. I was reading Malik. Malik was talking about it, and Malik was coming with some sense with it that the gorilla is a wild animal. So you got to take the gorilla out before he does something to the baby.
There's this thing we use now called tranquilizers that you don't actually have to kill.
That's true.
But okay, so say the gorilla and baby boy, JB the gorilla and baby boy sitting right there. When he gets shot with that tranquilizer, he might slap the shit out. He might slap little baby boy across the room and that tranquilizer hit him, and that might make him go crazy.
Well, I mean, that's true, but I don't feel like these animals need to be caged for our entertainment anyway. You taking these wild animals, caging them, and expecting them to behave other than the way that they naturally would behave.
But
And then you want to kill him.
Did he behave unnaturally?
Well,
I don't think so.
No, I'm saying like you want these animals to behave a certain way, but they're animals. You know what I mean? You take them out of their natural habitat and you put them in this cage and expect them to be a certain way for your pleasure. That's wrong.
And they really
and then
put
you
them in a
kill
cage.
them when they do something that
That-
you
that's
don't
a-
like.
That they do.
You know what
that the
I'm-
animals
exactly.
do.
But most of
Exactly.
the time, those animals are rescued animals, and they're rescued and nurtured back to a certain place. They just and the inhabitants like the zoo or SeaWorld or something like that, they use those as like a hospital of a sort. Yeah, so SeaWorld is founded on going to find lost animals and then bring them back and rescue them and nurture them, and then
They was treating those orcas bad,
they
though.
ended up being.
I'm talking about SeaWorld.
Yeah, but that's the premises that it was
They do rescue.
found on. Now,
Rescue the-
now the exploitation of money that you get and stuff like
Exactly.
that. That's something different. But that's just like that's the same way they do us, with imprisonment and things like that. That's become a business. That's
Right,
not about
right.
rehabilitation. It's
Right,
just a matter
right.
of how much money I can get. But the premises of where it started from was to rehab, was to rehabilitate. So
Okay. Well, I've been saying the saying for a long time. As far as the gorilla's concerned, okay, he didn't attack the baby. He could have. We got all these ifs. But if, I guess they like Tarzan or Jungle Book. When you were born as a baby, if they would sit you in a cage or in an environment with some apes or some monkeys, they probably take care of you. You probably just grow up being a hell of a vine swinger. And tree jumper, and you be doing as the animals do. You would love that gorilla or that animal, and that animal would love you. So, I was really struggling with Malik's thing because I was really, I see what he was saying because he kept on saying, nah, you gotta kill the gorilla. And then there was people saying, but the gorilla ain't do nothing. And now I think I just decided that you probably did have to kill the gorilla.
Why did you decide that?
Because at any moment he could have snapped. Okay, so we just gonna wait and just wait and sit there and watch and wait till the zookeeper get there and whoever get there to go in and hey gorilla, and then the gorilla snatch the baby up and get to running through the thing and gone on about his bit. When is the point where we was gonna stop or make this decision on what to do right here with this human and this animal?
I don't know.
How-
I would have to see the whole video of how it really played out, the rescue and everything like that. I saw I want to say maybe 45 seconds of the video. I saw where he stood the baby up.
Right.
And I just heard the people just saying stuff.
You
I
really
didn't really
couldn't see.
see how, he was rescued or anything like that or what
Well,
the circumstances
he didn't get
were.
rescued.
Well,
The gorilla got killed. They
No, I'm
walked
saying
in
the
guy.
little boy.
That's what I'm talking about. The boy didn't get rescued. If the gorilla was still living and somebody went in there and got him and pulled him out, then that's rescue.
but this
if
isn't the
you-
first time this has happened with a
No,
gorilla.
and they didn't kill the other gorilla.
didn't kill
and the
him.
baby was safe. Ended up
Exactly.
safe.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you've had this situation before.
Well, that probably
and it
wasn't.
wasn't
That probably
necessary.
wasn't in this country, because there's a lot of things they do in this country that don't get done in other countries as far as handling the situations, and that's with people, criminals, and anything.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, are we talking about the gorilla or are we talking about like us?
I was gonna say it
Right.
sounded like they shot him with his hands up. You know what I mean?
Also, so what you saying? If it was a white gorilla, he'd probably still be living.
I mean,
That's
no,
what they
but
did.
seriously though, you made a point. You said that if you probably had to kill a gorilla because the gorilla could have snapped at any point.
Right.
Okay, so that's what they
how
be thinking
think.
about
That's
us.
exactly how they
Yeah.
think about us as humans. Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is perception.
Yeah, which is perception. You are correct.
Instead of teaching your son about gorillas, and instead of your little son, you see, my take on it is you
My
set
man
your
Malik
kid,
just checked in with us.
you
Go ahead,
set your
sorry
kid
about that.
down and in front of the TV, in front of the movie, and let him just watch it, and didn't explain nothing. Now your son want to go swim with the gorillas because he saw it on Jungle Book. You ain't explain anything to him. You ain't explain
Yeah.
how the gorilla acts,
for real.
his environment, that you're not supposed to be there. Had you done that, maybe the gorilla would still be alive today.
Okay.
I mean, well,
Mic drop.
that-
Can we get a mic drop on that?
yeah, is anything happening to the mother who the sunlight got in her eyes, and
We were talking about that on the ride over here.
and then
I bet you CPS not at her house.
the baby was crying. They say the baby was crying. Okay, he was crying. He just fell 15 feet off a wall.
You cry when you fall.
What? 5 feet to the ground, tripping over my own feet. But Malik, he just hit me and said, "Well, what about what would the backlash have been like if the baby would have been killed?" I wonder, is he talking about by the bullet missing or by the gorilla? If that baby, what's that conversation? If the baby would have been killed, then it would have been the flip flop.
Then we
Oh,
would've-
they should have killed
then we
them.
would have seen the mother on TV, and then she would have been held responsible for like
Oh, she would have been suing.
neglecting her child. Though, but the thing is how do you let your baby fall 15 feet?
Right. So that whatever would have happened if the
That's
baby
a
would have got
problem
killed, that
there.
should still be happening right now. Then.
You know, I don't
What-
even take babies
to
on
her.
the balcony because I just don't like it. You know what I mean? So how do you let your baby fall 15 feet?
Right. It shouldn't have to wait till the baby.
And you can't deal in what ifs. What if is not real? What if didn't happen? What if aliens come right now?
But-
What if, what if it go dark right now? It
But
doesn't matter.
the
It's not
what-
reality.
The what if didn't happen, but they moved off of it because they were saying, "What if the gorilla killed the baby?" So they killed it because what if the gorilla killed the baby?
Well, we got a new day.
The baby got a new day.
We got a new day. These things happen. A lot of faults was at play that nobody is addressing. I think it's just a distraction from the bigger issues.
As always.
That we have in the world going on. It's just another distraction. If we spend an hour talking about a gorilla that ain't here no more.
Right.
You know, I ain't know that gorilla before. It ain't gonna change my life. None
Right,
of that. So
right.
I feel where y'all going, but again, just like when you watch the news, there's so much propaganda that's going on. It just make you numb and dull. And what else happened last night?
Let's talk about some of this other
Yeah.
propaganda that's going on.
Propaganda is like what you said. The crack. What do you call it?
The crack.
Memorial
Yeah.
Day.
Crack war veterans.
Crack war veterans. Nobody's talking about them.
Yeah, they never had.
Nobody's talking about them. Nobody's talking about everybody. DC about to go to Miami and do a so-called turn up. But if you go to Miami, you're gonna ignore crack war veterans.
Yeah.
You're
They don't
gonna
respect
ignore
them.
a whole beach full of homeless people
Yeah.
that served our country, that fought in the war, that mine is gone. And the only way that they can continue to survive or cope is by using drugs, being on drugs. So crack war veterans, what are we doing about them? What about those homeless people that you see downtown? They're there as the result of serving their country and fighting for their country. So we got bigger wars going on than just a gorilla in a cage that wasn't properly put together.
And like you bring, as far as the things we need to get adjusted, it's always been like that. We're never, our people now, we never looking back and respecting what we went through ourselves and what the people before us went through to get what we have.
Yeah.
It's really funny to me how a lot of these quote unquote that I call crack war veterans, us 40 somethings now that was 19 and 20 and teenagers in the game. Okay, now we 40 something, and a lot of us still running around like we didn't lose anything, like we didn't learn anything, and we not trying to reach back in and grab and pull back. I was just talking to my man yesterday. Some of our big boys didn't do us justice,
Right.
but they didn't know. 'Cause
Right.
everything been passed on. But now, us going through what we went through, as far as those streets and killing and all that, and now we here 20 years later, survived a good 7-8 years of 400 people getting killed a year. We here surviving. We black men, we black people are supposed to be going back and pulling our people and reaching those kids and giving them a message and letting them know what the people didn't let us know. We can't sit around like this is 1970, 1980, 1950. The information wasn't there. So it was so easy for our people to get caught up and follow this and follow that because we didn't have, it was just passed down to us straight from school.
Right.
Now, here in 2016, we got this internet. We got more access to more knowledge than any other
That's
time
right.
Yeah.
on the earth and do less with it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Marcus Garvey,
Right.
Malcolm X, MLK, any of them had the internet, where we would be as a people, even from the people that didn't believe, you still see the information. You would still see it, and you ain't gotta like it, but you see it. I see you learning.
Right.
I see you learning. So that would have passed all the way up to now.
Right.
And imagine the things we would have done. But it still goes back to us not respecting each other or what we went through. Because if that was the case, then we would all, it would be so easy for us, not just us, but other people and our brothers to get together and make stuff happen.
That's right.
But it ain't going on like that.
That's right.
Because we're ignoring it. And everybody got their own thing they want to do. And nobody want to help this person. And everybody wants you to do good. But they don't want you to do better than them. And they not even doing that. They don't want to share information. They don't want to give information. They think somebody,
Why is that though, Drew?
People just throw so much shade these days. You don't even need
we
sunglasses.
program like that.
Well,
You know?
I got mine.
I mean, it's simple though. Like if you don't, in order to be a good person, in order to help, you gotta sacrifice something.
Yeah.
Whether it's your time, whether it's your money, whether it's your peace of mind, whatever it is, you gotta sacrifice for it. People ain't really willing to sacrifice
That's
Yeah.
real.
at all.
They don't.
Pastor Demano, I tell him all the time, like my favorite story in the Bible is when dude go up the hill to kill his son and the lamb is coming the other way. What if he stop early? Because he don't feel like walking anymore.
Right.
And or what if he hurried his son up and they weren't walking at the right pace?
Right.
He would have missed the lamb on the other side, which means his son would have been dead. See, we take so many shortcuts. We don't go through the actual process that we lose out.
Right. We should be taking the hard side, the God side.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta sacrifice. If you want to be an A1 shooter, you gotta shoot 300 jumpers.
Get something back.
You can't just say I'm gonna shoot today from 8 to 5, from 8 to 9, and be like, okay.
Yeah, you
the
gotta
same-
put it into practice, just like you got that ball right there. But I think our epidemic is more like it says that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So I think really it's this ignorance that we perpetuate more ignorance than we do knowledge. Knowledge is not identified by a building or a church or edifices or
Right,
religion.
right.
But it's
piece
a
of paper.
matter. Yeah, it's a matter of this is concrete evidence. We got an epidemic going on right now with our boys.
Yeah.
How can what you believe and what I believe not become the thing that divide us?
Right, exactly.
But how can we both go back and reach these kids the way that they need to be reached, touch
Right.
the way they need to be touched,
Right.
and all they need to know is that we care. They don't need to know what we believe. They don't
Right,
need to know where we
right.
come from. They just need to know that we care.
Two brothers in a burning house don't got time to stop and argue.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh man. Oh man.
Now I have time to stop and argue. This joint is on fire. Not DJ Cool. This joint is on fire.
But
We
if,
can't.
if the house ain't burning, then we just keep operating in our ignorance, as opposed to saying, you know what, it is we in a burning situation.
But the house is burning, Pastor. Instead, we like somebody turn on the AC.
Right.
We ain't trying to run out. We like, it's hot. You feel hot?
Right. You gonna go get, you gonna drop the lad out the window?
Yeah.
Oh, am I, man? Come on, man. I don't feel like dropping
You closer. You closer.
I can't.
Just like that, man. It's just like that.
And even like what y'all talking about, even like the gorilla and how they caged and stuff like that. I mean, every time I get guys, because I do a mentor program at Fremont too, at this high school too. I got 45 boys that I deal with. Actually on Mondays, and it's the end of the school year. But Friday we're gonna have all the boys coming to a gym, and we're gonna really talk to them, break them down.
Okay.
But what I find though is it's just like the gorilla. The boys are like the gorilla. The kids are like the gorilla. Everybody want to make money, so everybody want to deal with these kids only for their agendas, only for their grants, only for
Heavy dose.
only for the things that they're gonna get out of it, and they forget the kid.
Yeah.
Heavy
You know,
dose.
it's not an actual. So the kid is now a product or a project, which is just like the gorilla. You can kill him when you feel like killing him. You can tranquilize him when you want to tranquilize him. But at the end of the day, are you really here for the kids? And the kids can see that.
Yeah.
Because if you're not really here for me, you just want to preach to me. Then
They'll be gone.
then
There's going to be a lot of resistance.
Yeah, they'll
You know,
be gone. in
because
a
if they
sec.
don't feel, the person being genuine, kids pick up on that vibrations.
It sound like they talking about AAU basketball, Reg.
Yeah, I mean,
all over.
they do. Kids, they can pick up on the vibrations and stuff. That's like you have some babies that don't want to go to certain people. They don't
Yeah.
like your energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think that the kids are smart enough now that when you come to them with that fake stuff, they gonna say something. Especially if you're dealing with kids that come from around the way, because you have to be bold.
Right.
And so a lot of times people are like, well, we don't know how to deal with these kids. It's because of how you come off to them. You got a lot of teachers in the classroom and they don't teach. They hand out pamphlets and booklets and you sit there and you just do this. There's no teacher. Like I go to Georgetown University right now. I'm doing my undergrad and I'm a part of the liberal studies program.
Okay.
And whenever I hear, I'm like, what am I going to do with liberal studies? I'm like, look, it's just an undergrad degree. I want to get my paper and say I did it. You know what I mean? And so, but the degree is so awesome because it takes you from, of course, it's Western history. It takes you from the beginning all the way up until now. And you criticize, analyze all the different movements, Enlightenment periods, the great thinkers of that time, that sort of stuff. But it's just so crazy to me that they don't have any type of liberal studies in school, like logic and stuff like that. I was thinking, like, when it comes to this area of study, they need to do that through the junior high school years. Because that's where you learn how to write, that's where you learn how to critically think, where you're doing liberal studies and you're mixing logics in that. And that's a big problem. A lot of these kids now are coming out of schools and getting education, but they don't know how to think.
They don't know
Okay, that's because
They don't know how to think. And
you can't have all generals. There need to be soldiers.
Okay.
The world creates soldiers. They don't want generals. If everybody's free thinking and everybody is making decisions, then who can I control?
Oh, yeah.
You can't have that. So, like, we have all these great ideas, but we don't deal with the reality of the world and what the world wants. We have to. It's not about destroying the system. It's about navigating a different path so that you know what is actually going on.
The system wasn't made for us anyway.
But having
the school
liberal
system.
Well, we still got to live in it.
Right,
We still got to live in it.
But I'm just saying, she's saying we should teach this and they should say this in school. And they don't want us to learn that. This whole place right here was not meant for us. So anything that you're saying about it, or anything that we can say about school or coming up, it was not meant for us, our people.
Right.
So we was sitting in there, just like we sitting around now. People wonder why, this ain't changing. Why they do this and why they do that? Because it was not meant for us. So we fighting to get things and wondering why the Constitution said we wanted this and fighting to get all this stuff and wondering why these things say this and it wasn't meant for us to get anything. That's why we steadily been fighting. And we will never get nothing because on our fight, like Pastor was saying, we all together supposed to be on this fight. But now it's so many segments and pieces that everybody got to say that the general consensus or the group has broken up. So the fight is really weak. So they're able to just do what they want.
Right.
And while we sit here and everybody wondering, and everybody, well, not everybody, because some people really just don't care. They just care about themselves, while other people out here trying to make it happen.
Tell
and
her
just
hit their doorstep. Tell her hit their doorstep.
Oh yeah, like heroin.
You know,
Now they marching for heroin.
Yeah, now they hit their doorstep. But like you said, I think that
heroin in the suburbs.
I think that what you said is most important. Now just to go back to the point where I started with is I think ignorance just keep getting perpetuated. Where you could teach a mass amount of people one thing and move them according to the way you want to, but it's still some. I think the more knowledge you get, to me, it seems like the dumber people get because they stick to this knowledge, but the knowledge ain't always practical.
Right.
You could teach me a whole book, but how can I make this practical in my life?
Right.
And so what you're talking about is, all right, you just told me this curriculum, but you never challenged me to think. So yeah, I can get my son was doing homework one day. I told him, I said you got 15 minutes to finish this homework. Do you know Siri did the homework?
Right.
It was math homework. He just did like this. Siri, what's 10,000 times 200?
That's it.
And she came back with an answer.
It's 2 million.
Thank you, Siri.
You understand what I'm saying? But what happened to the thinking? What happened to the brains?
We don't get that no more with this.
But I mean, you wouldn't believe that even in college now, depending on the class that you're taking, especially if it's elective, professors will say you can utilize anything you want to take this test, and it's a midterm or a final. So we in here Googling all of the answers, because you're non-traditional students. We don't really read the books. We just write the papers. You know what I mean?
Right.
We read what's necessary. But there's so many tools out there to where really you don't have to do homework on your own.
At all.
You really don't even have to write papers anymore. I do because I want to become more, intelligent and that sort of stuff. But nowadays, like, with the internet and technology, pretty soon we're probably gonna be replaced with robots, which we already have.
You choose to be ignorant, like
You gotta
you don't.
research this. You just stick with what you learned in school. By the time you get an adult, if you still just living by that,
This is what we always talk about.
This
This how we go back and forth.
We're about to go and take us a little break. Coffee Everywhere was brought to you by Nove Enhancement Group, a lifestyle group in it to change your family, change your life, help you save your money, make your money, and keep getting money. Every black family should have a black business of their own. Let me see what I'm going to leave out of this with. Repeat after me. I do not.
I do not.
Oh, y'all might not want to say this. I do not pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America or to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for whites. Be back in a minute. Coffee Everywhere.
Man.
Mic drop.
People like to come home to many different
So how's the
things.
show going?
Some people like to come home to reliability. Others like to come to a stress-free home. And some people like to come home to family. Whatever you like to come home to, Aaliyah Canton at Taylor Properties wants to make sure you have it. To sell or buy your next home, please visit us on Facebook at Real Estate Barbie, BARBIE, or call us at 240-245-0672. Aaliyah Canton at Taylor Properties wants to help you. Collins Wellness Center is focused on prevention. Did you know that losing weight and eating healthy will prevent all types of health ailments? Did you know that high blood pressure, high cholesterol, family history, and sometimes age put you at risk for pre-diabetes and other chronic diseases? Well, the Collins Wellness Center is having classes that will help prevent some of these ailments, especially if you're borderline. Many of these conditions are an epidemic and wiping us out. Come get empowered and equipped through classes with Diane Collins at the Collins Wellness Center in District Heights, Maryland, or call them at 301-735-6747, or look on the website at www.collinswellnesscenter.org. Oh no! Who is gonna clean that up? I'm so tired. I've been working, running around with the kids. Oh goodness. You know what? Let me call DC Cleaning Company. They do commercial and residential cleaning. If I mention that I heard about DC Cleaning Company on eLife Media, I'm gonna get 1 hour of free cleaning. Let me contact Miss Colbert at 240-398-9021. Let's see. Yeah, Mrs. Colbert at 240-398-9021. And I have to remember, mention eLife Media, and I'm going to get 1 hour of free cleaning. Thank you, DC Cleaning Company. You're listening to eLife Media, where we play all genres of music, soul, jazz, gospel, and much more. Do you want to be seen and heard worldwide? Well, we're always looking for musicians, businesses, artists, comedians, and any talent you want to share with us. You may contact us on elifemedia.net or call Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455. We have a mobile app for Android and iPhone and on the net at TuneIn Radio. eLife Media is radio, video, and television, the ultimate media broadcast network. Listen to us on the web, download our app, or watch us on YouTube. eLife Media, the ultimate media outlet broadcasting live radio and TV worldwide, powered by live music for you.
You're listening to eLife Media, the ultimate media outlet broadcasting live radio and TV worldwide, powered by live music for you.
You're listening to eLife Media, the ultimate media outlet, broadcasting live radio and TV worldwide, powered by live music for you. You're listening to eLife Media, the ultimate media outlet, broadcasting live radio and TV worldwide, powered by live music for you. It's the good life. It's your life. It's my life. It's eLife Media, powered by live music for you. In your lifetime, do you think you or anyone you know will shop online at a name brand retailer, purchase a movie ticket, go to the gym, take a vacation? Want to make more money? How about want to learn how to improve their credit or get out of debt? Did you reach your goals in 2015 or on track to reach your 2016 goals? Would an extra $250 or more a month help you pay off a bill, add to your savings, or pay school tuition? For those questions and the answers to those questions, contact Nove. Nove is a lifestyle enhancement company. Our members enhance people's lives in 4 key areas: financially, socially, mentally, and physically. Earn significant income by sharing our lifestyle membership concepts with others. Want more information? Just watch our short video at www.novelife.com. That's NOVAELIFE.com, or contact Pat Smith at 202-500-9840. If nothing changes, nothing changes.
How long? Not long. At least not on my watch. There comes a time when we the people will demand more from the media. That time is now. There comes a time when the media will empower the audience rather than strike fear. That time is now. Join me for a provocative conversation on the Not On My Watch show. I am your host, Dr. Baruch. My aim is to inform and empower the audience. Tune in every Wednesday morning beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on eLife Media, as I welcome celebrities, local and international activists, industry experts, and more, all in an effort to get you, our audience, to think about ways that you can begin to live up to your full potential. If you see something, say something on the Not On My Watch show every Wednesday at 11 a.m. with me, Dr. Baruch, and my crew of experts.
We may be green, but we sound purple. eLife Media remembers Prince Rogers Nelson. Oh, yeah. Come to Safety Zone Motorcycle Riding School, where we offer BRC, basic rider courses for inexperienced riders, as well as ABRC, alternate basic rider courses for individuals with prior or some rider experience. We focus on safety and riding techniques. Please contact Vanessa Jones on 240-346-9515 or visit us at www.safetyzoneriding.com. We're located at 21800 Shangri-La Drive, Suite 12 in Lexington Park, Maryland. We have a 90% pass rate, so come to the motorcycle school and learn how to ride safely. Come to Safety Zone Motorcycle Riding School, where we offer BRC, basic rider courses for inexperienced riders, as well as ABRC, alternate basic rider courses for individuals with prior or some rider experience. We focus on safety and riding techniques. Please contact us on 240-346-9515 or visit us at www.safetyzoneriding.com. We're located at 21800 Shangri-La Drive, Suite 12 in Lexington Park, Maryland. We have a 90% pass rate, so come to the motorcycle school and learn how to ride safely. People like to come home to many different things. Some people like to come home to reliability. Others like to come to a stress-free home. And some people like to come home to family. Whatever you like to come home to, Aaliyah Canton at Taylor Properties wants to make sure you have it. To sell or buy your next home, please visit us on Facebook at Real Estate Barbie, BARBIE, or call us at 240-245-0672. Aaliyah Canton at Taylor Properties wants to help you. If you died tomorrow, could your loved ones cover the cost of your final expenses, considering the average funeral cost is between $3,000 and $10,000? Would they have the means and ability to handle such an expense? Don't make a very emotional time for your loved ones even harder with the financial burden associated with death. Take the first step towards providing your loved ones with the protection and peace of mind they deserve. Call Ted Robinson Insurance at 301-593-6700 and learn more about affordable final expense insurance with coverage up to $30,000 and enrollment eligibility up to age 85. No medical exam is required, rates are never increased, and benefits never decrease, and it cannot be terminated due to any changes in health or age. For more information or to get covered today, call Ted Robinson Insurance at 301-593-6700. That's 301-593-6700, or visit Robinson Insurance at 2401 Blue Ridge Avenue in Wheaton, Maryland.
Listen every Tuesday at 11 a.m. to the Dr. Baruch Show, featuring me, Dr. Baruch, where we empower the audience with information that will take your health and overall well-being to greater levels. Each week, I welcome new guests to the show, including celebrities, natural practitioners, nutritionists, filmmakers, health experts, and more, all in an effort to get you, the audience, thinking about ways that you can begin to live and be healthier. We have to take charge of our health and stop putting it in the hands of people and institutions that are making money off of keeping us sick. Listen to me on the Dr. Baruch Show to hear how to recover control over your health and life every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the eLife Media Network. Now open, Vigoritos is an all-vegan burrito and burrito bowl cafe located in Washington, D.C., a sister restaurant to Everlasting Life and Evolve Vegan Restaurant. Vigoritos features the same flavorful vegan cuisine you've come to love from the eLife Restaurant Group in a fun, new way. Drop by any time between noon and 8 p.m. for a healthier, compassionate burrito. We're located at 6904 4th Street, Northwest Washington, D.C., 20012.
Am I too close?
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Coffee Everywhere Morning Show with yours truly, the Fab One, with my special guest, Pastor DeMar Applewhite, Mr. Darren Moore, and Miss Alyssa Brooks, a.k.a. Nova Pearl. In the building, we just having a little good fun this morning, having some good conversation, some good mind work. We building and destroying. Hopefully, we're building and destroying. We were talking about education and how it affects our kids and our culture when we left off. Miss Alyssa Brooks, Miss Nova Pearl was giving us her views on education and some of the things that we need or could have or should have, whether it's from another establishment or on our own, to help further our kids and our people and our culture and our generations for future times to come. So, Ms. Nova, you want to go back into what you were saying?
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying that I just think that logics and those sort of subjects should be incorporated in the curriculum today, just to help people to learn how to think and to decide what truth is. Because when you take logics, you understand the structure of what someone's saying, their statements. You kind of really mathematically, well, not mathematically because it's not math, but you can just break it down.
Right.
And so I think it just will help people to think better, and they're just not so quick to go along with what someone says and that sort of stuff. And I think it's a great subject.
Okay.
And it should be in schools.
And what were you saying, Darren?
I was saying that the world doesn't want you to know everything. It wants to program you. They're trying to. We have to realize that as great as some of our thoughts are and some of our agendas that we're trying to get pushed across, we have to realize that we have to operate within this world. And there's only so much that you can do within this world, or so much knowledge that you can have that's applicable in this world. If you have all generals, who's going to do the fighting?
I'm
You can't create.
I'm not saying everybody needs to be a general. I'm just saying people need to learn how to think. That's it. I mean, that's all. That's the only thing that I'm saying when it comes to like the curriculum in school is just teaching people how to think. That doesn't necessarily mean that person is going to end up being someone's leader or ruler or anything like that.
Yeah,
I mean, but if
breaking
you
it down
when you
from
can't
any
even,
position,
when you can't think, you can't even rule your own life.
Right. And you know,
what
there's
I
a lot
mean?
of people walking around with no logic.
Exactly.
There's a lot of
None
people.
whatsoever.
They just think the way it is at the what is it? At the end of the day, however they think it is, that's how they think it is.
Yeah,
no logic included.
Exactly.
I feel that. That's a heck of a
I mean, that's a great idea, but it's not going. It's not going to happen
I think
because
we
they don't
fought
want
on
You
that.
can't say that it's not going to happen. I mean,
In order for that to happen, you would have to break down the entire
and
system
start all
from
over
scratch.
from the
not
beginning.
necessarily. When you have these charter schools, you actually have more freedom when it comes to putting your curriculum together for that particular institute. So what I'm saying is anything is possible. If you have a charter school, you have people like Dr. Umar Johnson out there starting schools. You have the school that's the all boys, the boarding school that's out there in Mississippi. We have some of these tools to be able to do what we want to do.
But it's just not
It's
enough.
just a matter of people coming together and doing that. It's not that it's not possible. I think it's very much possible. It's just someone actually going out there and doing it. And I think that they have kind of begin to change the curriculums in charter schools to where it caters to certain disciplines for particular students, you know, whether it's an art student, that sort of stuff. If it's a science school, you know.
But there's so few of them.
I mean, it is few now, but as we continue to grow and we see what we need, like all of this violence, that's happening in the schools, I think that what's going to end up happening is people are going to start pushing for that more. You see,
You
the
talking
girl
about
that
more
got
charter
killed.
schools?
Well, yeah, people are going to start pushing for better education
Well,
for the safety of their children, but also for their minds as well. And you're starting to see parents and also teachers speaking out about the school system today.
Okay, so when you're saying we, are you talking about all, or are you talking about black people, or?
I'm just saying in general. It could be all black people, whatever. I'm just saying like.
Well, logic would help everybody.
Blacks aren't the only people who suffer from bad curriculums. I went to school in suburbs and we didn't learn a damn thing. They could not teach. You know what I'm saying? So white schools, they'll say, oh, they're the top this when it comes to education and that sort of stuff, but they're not really.
But no, when you got a white teacher teaching white students, they probably are the top school. But when you got white teachers teaching black students in the inner city, no wonder we ain't gonna pass. Because for one, I'm not even looking at the teacher as somebody that I would like to be like. And then the teacher is not passing down my history.
That is a problem.
Nothing
is a problem.
Nothing that deals with us. We can't be.
They gave y'all a month. What y'all want?
No, I mean, going to Georgetown, we have to do all this Western history, and I'm always that person in the classroom.
You live in a Western
that will
world.
Say some stuff. Well, where was the black people at?
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like, where were the Moors and that sort of stuff? And they sugarcoat everything. You know what I mean? Like they do, and I understand that. Like when I learned more about Black history on social media,
on Facebook now,
than I did
goodness.
anywhere.
And
Thank goodness.
And a lot of the information that you learn on social media is a bunch of hearsay garbage too. I mean, about who you are.
A lot of it is, yes. But if you research what it interests you, then you can find out what's what.
A lot of it, I mean, just
that's the key to
just
research.
to say that. And so, like, for example, we live in a Western world. So 2 + 2 = 4, no matter where you go. So that may not be your education or your heritage where you came from, but in order to survive out here, you need to recognize 2 + 2 = 4. The thing that I do is something that I do at the school. I got an opportunity to do this year, and I thought it was so awesome. I know we were supposed to take a break.
How about this? Is what we're gonna do, Pastor DeMond. How about we going to jump to a break real quick, reset the studio up, and give you the platform and let you give us some of your good word. And then we go back off of that after you finish that. Okay, go ahead, kick it.
But anyway, it's different from that. This year we had. I'm in Fairmont Heights High School. We had the Lord's Performance School in PG County last year, right? For years, Central and Fairmont Heights has been 20743 area code has been one of the lowest performance areas. What we have about 70% white teachers over there. There's nothing wrong with them teachers, right? But what is happening is they've been taught a curriculum that has nothing to do with the people that they're teaching.
Yeah.
So what I did this summer was I was able to talk to the teachers, actually have a workshop with the teachers, and I taught them how to teach urban kids. So we're looking for solutions, not just continue to talk about the problems. What is the solution? How do you teach an urban kid? You know,
That's
we
what
got
they need to
data that you use, your Western data, however you want to classify it. Okay, look at Mr. Moore's school history. When was the last time he had an A in school?
Never.
Right? So then at the end of the day, when you're teaching a kid and you give him a progress report and you tell him he got a C on his progress report, although he worked hard, he don't know that that's a C falling from an E. I mean, you know, he don't know that that's
right.
E is his best effort, his best work. He still get an E, right? So what I did was I told him, I said, all I want you to do is change it. Tell them at the beginning of the year, despite what they did previous 8th, 7th, 6th, whatever, they already got an A when they start this year. When they see a C, they'll know they're falling from an A, not improving from an E. You get it? So now Fairmont Heights has the highest GPA rating in PG County this year.
Wow.
We need to teach.
Thanks to this man of God right here.
We need teachers. We need teachers to teach the teachers. The giants are waking up.
Yeah, you have
The giants are waking up.
So you have to teach them.
Boom. Stop stomping on my floor.
Because there's not a kid in the urban community that's not intelligent, right? They're not intelligent. Whether it's intelligence that you taught them, but they're brilliant. Meaning they know how to survive. They can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They're gonna survive. You know, they're gonna know how to eat. Well, they are intelligent. I was always told when I was in school, he's so smart, he just won't apply himself.
Right.
You know, well, it's not a matter of me being smart. What I had to go through at home, with my mother being on crack, with my household, with jokers running in and out of my house buying drugs. How am I supposed to go to school tomorrow morning
And think straight.
and produce an A?
And think about World War II.
That's
Right.
real.
And mom and dad getting it on in the house, banging up, and we got to go to. You talking about the Civil War, World War II? What they was doing? I need some help at home.
It's civil war in this house. We got civil war in this house.
I need some help at home.
But I mean that is true. I've seen my cousins grow up like that, and it was a mess, and they didn't do too well, you know, later on, and still aren't. So
Right.
I look at the difference of how I grew up and how they grew up, and I see a lot of that type of stuff. But I think that we were going to Pastor.
Yeah, that's what we about to take us a little
Pastor
break.
getting
It's
ready
getting
to
hot
take
in
church.
here.
Yeah, we about
How
to.
that song go?
It's
Take
getting
off all your
hot
clothes.
in
I gotta take
here.
off a t-shirt or
Take
something.
off all
I'm
your
starting to
clothes.
sweat. I don't even sweat. My hairline receiving. Is it receiving?
No, it's not receiving.
You know how they say it.
It's not receiving anymore.
Yes, it is receiving.
No, I'm telling
It
you,
is.
it's
It
not
got to be
receiving.
Might as well say it like that. We're going to come back with Pastor DeMond White. He's going to give us some words of inspiration. You can get knowledge from anywhere. You don't have to believe the same things that somebody believes 100%. As a matter of fact, you should believe no mere mortal human 100% of what they say. But you could take in knowledge from anywhere and put it all together from all types of angles. You need to read some of these books, the Bible, the Torah, read the books. And then when you're done reading them, read them again. And then you make up your own, and you don't judge people, because you can get knowledge from everywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to take us a break from us giving our knowledge and receiving knowledge from one another, and let my mangel, the Pastor DeMond White, come back and give us some of his. I'm all types of things on here.
Right.
Pastor DeMond Applewhite from Motivation Movement Ministries. When we come back, he's going to give us some words of inspiration.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Apple, call it darn Mr. White. Like I just met y'all. Yeah, talk to him. Pajama show? Oh, we come in a pajama. Yeah, we just got here. Right, right. Wildlife expert Jack Hanna on the gorilla at Cincinnati Zoo was necessary to save the boy's life after he fell into the animal enclosure. The expert said the gorilla would have killed him. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my baby ain't falling in no pit.
Give me a test. Good.
Darren Moore, and Mr. Oh, my bad. I did it again. Why do I keep saying this white? Why? Apple white. I keep saying white. They on my mind. I had to dress somebody yesterday. You know, they jump out there. I had to dress. Kid came. My son walk over from the basketball court. This is real quick, Red. Walk over from the other basketball court, right? So I say, Brian, look at this 5th grader right here. He look. I hear somebody say, "Oh, we got papers."
Oh, that was the 5th grade. That was.
Yeah, wingspan of KD. Oh, we got papers. I said, well, I hear a voice. Let me see. I looked around. 2 Caucasians sitting on the floor. I said, sir, mind your business. I was not talking to you. No, but we got. No, I don't want to hear that. So it was 2 sisters sitting next to him, and they was like, no, brother, he got in. I said, excuse me, sister. Please, let me handle this real quick, because this 2 men, and I want to let him know, as I'm sitting here with my American Legion, Joe Louis, Farrakhan, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all my black T-shirt on. Sir, I'm talking to my son. You or no one else on this earth got a right to interfere with no man talking to his son. So, you know, the ladies, you know, they kind of shared up. So after the game, I went to the sisters and said, excuse me, I have no problem with communicating. We have fun at the games, but I don't play that like that. With a black man, you don't interrupt somebody talking to their son. I didn't say something to him. Now, on top of that, I don't play with them like that. And she's like, oh, well, you know, they just don't know what to say. He was just saying, I said, and that's exactly why I wanted to look him in his eye, face to face, and let him know. Now, back to what we was talking about. We're going to get back onto this good foot.
Can I get a word from my father?
Yes. We're going to get back to this good foot. I want to give it up. For Pastor Damon Applewhite from Motivation Movement Ministries.
Amen. I'm on.
Yes, sir.
I'm on. Hey, good morning to y'all. I just want to bring y'all a quick word to enlighten us on some things that's going on in this world. I'm glad I'm on this radio show today. I'm able to talk to you about the epidemic that we see going on with our kids and our culture, things that we really don't pay attention to. And I think if I bring some enlightenment from a scripture, I know I referenced it earlier where he said in Hosea 4:6, he said, my people are destroyed because they don't know me. And basically, we know it as because it's a lack of knowledge, but he's saying because they don't know me. And as I talked to you this morning, what I want to talk to you about, I want to talk to you as if I don't have this anymore. And what is happening in the world is as this scripture is saying, that he's saying that there is no faithfulness, no kindness, no knowledge of God in your land. And so now what's happening is we're looking at these epidemics and we're trying to come up with solutions, but what we did was we took God out of the solution. And we put him down, and we put him out of the solution. So now we're looking for solutions, but he's saying he was mad at the priest at the time because he was telling the priest, you're not teaching the people about me as their resource. They don't see me as their resource. They have put me down. And so now they're looking for alternative resources that are not working. And so today I just want to enlighten you just to say maybe what we need to really pay attention to is why we put the knowledge of God down. Why have we taken the God out of the equation and put him down? It's because just like he said, the resource that we're using, they're finite. They're not solution oriented. Even when we talk about the epidemic in schools, we're talking about a school. These epidemics came when we took God out of school. And so now we don't have God in school, but we have Crips and we have Bloods and we have MS-13s and all these things we're paying attention to. See, and one of the things that we don't recognize is God. When God said he wanted to come into our lives, or the reason why we should use God as come into the knowledge of God is because he's saying that there's an enemy, whether you don't believe in God, but everybody believe in the enemy. He said there's an enemy that comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And what we're living in is the evidence of that enemy at work, right? And then Christ said, I came to give you life and life more abundantly. That means I came to give you a better quality of life. That means that all the resources that you've been looking to for outlets, they're not the real resource for you. They don't give you life. They just give you knowledge, and knowledge puffs up. They don't bring love into your life. So one of the things I just want to tell you this quick story about these 2 gentlemen. They got on a plane, and this is where our conflict come in at. They got on a plane. If I was to put you on a plane and I was to give you a parachute, but you don't like parachutes because something that somebody told you about parachutes, right? So one stewardess came to a guy. She told the guy, she said, put this parachute on. It's going to make your flight much more comfortable. Right, he put on the parachute and realized that the flight wasn't making him comfortable. He was actually more uncomfortable with this parachute on. So he took it off because everybody was laughing at him because he was stood out like an oddball. So he took the parachute off. Once he took the parachute off, he put it down. The next stewardess came up to the second man. She said, put this parachute on because in a couple minutes, we're going to all do a emergency exit off this plane, and we're going to jump from 25,000 square feet. So the man put on the parachute. He didn't think about his discomfort. He didn't think about the uncomfortableness that he experienced. He didn't think about the laughter of other people. What he realized was that he put on something that was going to save his life. And now it was the same item, 2 parachutes. There's 2 different informations. 2 different sources of information came to you in 2 different ways. So when somebody tell you that you're going to live this tremendous life and because you now receive Christ into your heart, well, that you're going to feel a little uncomfortable. You're going to feel like you can put it on and take it off when you feel like it. But if somebody say that this relationship is going to save your life, if somebody was to give you this parachute and say this is going to save your life, the difference is you will wear it differently, knowing that you got an outcome coming soon. So now what we need to do maybe all of us today is take our time. Although he was talking to priests, he was talking to leaders, and all of us have knowledge, all of us are empowered in different ways, and now we're the leaders that the world is looking for. And I think that what we need to do, and I'm going to challenge you today, as I challenge myself, what we need to do is be able to pick this back up. Because God ain't looking for people just with a bunch of intellect. He's looking for people that's going to worship him in spirit and in truth. In spirit and in truth. I'm not talking theory. We got to go from theory to practicality. How is this going to change your life? How is this parachute that I put on, how is this relationship that I put on is going to change my life? Well, I know the outcome. If the plane go down, I know I have on a parachute. I know I'm safe. I know, but I feel for the person that's refusing to put on their parachute today. I feel bad for the person who's trying to adopt and accept religion and not a relationship. And so if you're trying to if you're trying to make yourself adjustable to a religion, you're going to continue to feel uncomfortable. But when you make yourself adjustable to a relationship, it's going to be amazing. Thank you for letting me come to you this morning. Thank you for tuning into this radio station this morning. I pray that today that you challenge yourself and really recognize, do I have on the right equipment? Am I wearing it for the wrong purpose? If you have on, you can have the same equipment with 2 different informations, but they mean different. Are you ready if the plane ends today? Are you ready if we all had to abort right now? Are you ready? Are you wearing the right equipment? Today I put on the full armor of God. I'm asking you to do the same thing. God bless you. Again, you can join us every Sunday, 10:30 a.m., Motivation Movement Ministries. We at 1401 Nye Street. For my brothers, I'm telling you, looking for solutions. We are coming together, coming up with not just practical solutions. I mean, theoretic solutions, but practical solutions. And we're using the Word of God. We use a judgment-free zone every Thursday night, 7 p.m. at Fairmont Heights High School. Join us. You can come in there as you are. Sundays, come as you are. If you come in there with a suit on, it's okay. That's just the suit. That's just the parachute you chose to wear that day. Amen.
Hey, thank you, Pastor. Man, that was beautiful. That was a heavy dose. I hope you got your parachutes and your the people, man. You ain't got to believe everything somebody believes, but it's knowledge and everything. And if you can sit there and maybe you don't believe everything that Pastor Applewhite had to say, but there's no way you can listen to it and say there was no truth in it.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
You cannot listen to it and say there's no truth in it. Now you might have some disagreements, and you might have some you might want to debate some of the stuff or go back and forth. You might not agree with something, but it's some truth in everything, and that's what we as a people need to start getting together and recognizing in our mind. We'll be right back after this short break. Coffee everywhere. Yours truly, Fab One. You can give us a call in the studio hotline 240-455-5934. Oh man, I went whenever I tell my son to make into Alyssa Spike, the runner-up for Sunday Best. We ran into her at What? Oh man, my kids taking me all around the world, man. Ran into her, man. She said, "Well, what you want with me?" She out of town. She on tour. She ain't got nobody to turn her on. You and your family? Okay, we hung with her. Next day, man, we got her with the church. We left there and went to a little family thing they had catfish dinner and everything. I went to church. I ain't been in there in a long time. I was feeling. I could be honest. When I look at the stained glass window, funny, you know. Belong here, but like he's looking at me. Let me look back at him, and I ain't no sucker. This is what I'm in the church. Bring it to us, Andrew, get yourself. Man, enjoy the music, man. You know, looking at me.
I'm not always bad. I'm so glad I'm in.
I'm enjoying the music. I keep doing it, so I go back, get myself together. Get that there. Enjoying the music. You know, she's singing up there. But I can't. It just feel like he's looking at me. And you know, he know I've been talking about it. We got to change this. Man, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Pop it on. We're gonna get Blackheads Inc. started once we can get these fellas with these jobs. They give us some time.
Get on.
Yeah, give us some time. And what's up, Malcolm? This girl, no, I'm on the air and calling in. See how they do? Come back in. We back? Welcome back. My bad. I ain't know we was back. I had my head turned. Welcome back to the Coffee Everywhere show with yours truly, Fab One, Pastor DeMar Applewhite, my man Darren Moore, and Miss Alyssa Brooks, a.k.a. Nova Pearl. We want to thank everybody for listening in this morning and joining us. We got people on Facebook Live talking and coming to us. You can call into the show at 240-455-5934. E-Life Media, the ultimate media outlet. Power by live music for you. We had us a nice little conversation about our kids and our culture and our people this morning, as we usually get into. We got to stop as a people just listening with one ear and letting it go out the other, or listening to reply. I think we had a good session of listening and listening in here today. Mm-hmm. We need to start practicing that. Listen to listen, not listen to reply. You can't get somebody's message as soon as they say something, even if you disagree with it, you replying. So we need to slow it down, take some of these messages in, especially from people that you don't agree with, especially from religions that you might not concur with or agree. You can still listen. It's knowledge and everything. We're gonna come with Miss Nova Pearl, gonna give us that E-Life lineup for the week. E-Life lineup with Miss Nova Pearl. Where you at, Miss Pearl?
Okay, so we have the Hall Street Journal every Monday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Coffee everywhere, 9 a.m. on Mondays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Keep It Moving Show 2, Mondays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The Heaven in Every Black Face, that's on Mondays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. The Rolling Grimes Show with LaTanya Mosley, and that's on Mondays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then we have the Haki Ami Success Scholar, I almost messed that name, Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. The Dr. Burks Show, which is on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Slick Daddy Rick Hart Beat Congo Hour, and that's on Tuesdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Then we have Good Vibration, DJ Good Vibes on Wednesdays from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m.
My man Greg.
Unrestricted Radio Show, Wednesdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., and that's probably a good time for that.
What day does that come on?
That comes on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. The Veterans Report, Thursdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Real Estate and Life Talk with Ebonice, that's Thursdays, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Up On It with Dr. Zamaya, and that's Thursdays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Goodness from the Goodness, Fridays, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. The Rush Hour, Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. Friday Night Glory, which is Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. And the Afro District, Saturday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Inside the Green Room, Sundays at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Sorry.
Whoa. Hey, Ray. We grew.
No, we got 5 more. There ain't more than that.
We grew.
Yeah.
I remember first week we went down that E lineup. That joint's about 4, 5, 9.
Right.
That was a month ago.
Right.
Man, you better listen, man. We building and destroying.
That's what's up.
We building and destroying. It's a beautiful thing.
One of the things I want to go back to something you said, and it's something that I'm teaching right now is how to value other people, and I use this acronym for value, and the first thing I say is V. I think we should, instead of like you said listening for an answer, we should validate. We should validate what you said. Whether we that'll give us a time to pause to really come back with a great response. So I use V as validation. I use A as give them your attention. In the social media world, it's hard to give people your attention because your phone go off. You're trying to see who like your posts and stuff like that. So you're present, but you're present but absent at the same time. And so I say give them attention, and then third thing is I say listen, right? And just like listen, and so and then
so important.
Yeah, then I go to you as understanding, and then finally the last one is ecstasy. I use ecstasy like the drug. Like it should be when you were dating your girl or your man. When you get off the phone, and call them right back. You know, Facebook has that kind of effect where you log off your page and then log right back
on.
You just got off. But it's something about it that's bringing that kind of high to your life. And so when the last time you talked to somebody that wanted to talk to you again, you know, they felt that way when you left, that you brought value into their life.
Wow.
Got to do that. We need that. What's your product? Everybody walking around, you talk about you say a lot about yourself, you say what you're doing, what you're giving, but we don't get the visual. In my Drake voice. We ain't getting the visual. Man, we got to get together out here. And I want to say something real quick to my Ballerville, all all the youth basketball teams out here. There was a lot of tournaments this weekend. I want to give a shout out to my Ballerville Youngers. We was in the Memorial Day Classic with my man Mel out there in Annapolis, Maryland. We ain't get no championships this time, but we can't win them all. You win some, you learn some. My man Reg and his son Kyle and them, they was out. I was at Baltimore.
We was at the University of Maryland.
University of Maryland.
The Armory.
Hey, man,
right across from the Richie Coliseum. I grew up. It's funny. I grew up in that gym, man. I played all my championships there because I grew up in College Park. So all these gyms he's going to is the same gyms I'm going to. You know, and I was his age, man. So it's a real blessing. But they lost in overtime. He fouled out. You know,
you gotta lose to learn.
Yeah, that's it. That's part of life, man.
Can't win everything. Nobody won everything.
OKC about to feel that. They're gonna lose to learn. Yeah. No, I'm just.
Hey, real quick, I want to say something to my parents of these athletic kids. And these kids that go to these practices, whether it's band practice, basketball practice, football practice, ballet practice, we got to network. We got to have meetings, man. The people's had meetings a long time ago, which is what got us right here where we at now. We got to start having meetings. And you don't have to call. We got practice. If your son has football practice on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 6 to 8, take your child to practice, give them to the coach, stop watching the coach and your kid, and start talking to some of these black people sitting next to you and find out what we're doing, what they're doing, and what we could do together. I mean, we having all these people meeting. You got a 3-month football season, a 3-month basketball season, and you meeting the same people 3 times a week for 2 hours in a spot where you're not moving and you're not talking about nothing but the coach and the kid and what kids start here and where my son gonna be at and where my daughter gonna be at. But you really need to be looking at your neighbor and saying, "Hey, Damon, what's going on with you, man? What you up to? What you up to? What you getting at? What you doing?" Because I'm trying to help some of these kids out here. I never played high school ball, college ball, nothing. But I see this a way that I can get to the kids and build some men. I need some help. Is it what you doing out here? Is there anything we could do together?
Yeah, what can I do for you?
We got to start the conversations, people.
Agree 100%.
The head's too fat out here, man.
Real talk.
We got to talk to each other, man. They got us programmed, and we're not talking, and we're not building, and they watching us. They over us. They think they looking at us like roaches anyway. Man, get up. Show the people what you got. Do you know how brilliant you are by yourself? But if we walking around using 7% of our mind on a daily basis, that means we got 93% left on average. Do you know if you tap into that, what you could do? You ever seen Lucy? Do you know what you could tap into if you use your own mind? Then imagine if you take your 7% up to 11%, and then your neighbor take his 7% up to 11%, and we just start moving on our own, man. We could do it on our own. Please, man, start calling your people. Put some of this stuff to the side. This anger, this regret, put it to the side, man. We got things to do. We got kids to raise. We need these kids to take care of us when we get older. How are the kids gonna take care of us, and we not teaching the kids how to take care of us or our grandkids?
But you said something real key. I think, and I'm using God now since y'all know I'm a pastor, and I just, but I think what God is doing is He's trying to create a new population through partnership, and we need to partner so that we can reach the generations, the people that we need to reach.
Right.
I mean, even when you see agendas are pushed, motives are pushed, but nobody is really partner. So when I ask you, how can I help? What I really would say, instead of me coming in and trying to take over, what I would ask you is help me help you.
Yeah.
Instead of me coming in and saying, well, let me, look, he got 9 teams. I'm about to take the team. I could be making this money, and I could.
See,
you just lost the whole mission, the whole premises, and this is why we keep falling apart.
It's all right to get on somebody else's
way.
wave.
A social contract that we get together for our community. Like the leaders in the community need to put together some form of a social contract that everybody can have an understanding of, so that we don't violate one another within our communities.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's something that has to be put out there. Like when I look at the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and I see when I think about the men who wrote that and what they believed in, their theories and their practices, it's time for that to even be rewritten. We need people to come out with that really believe in equity, not just equality.
Right.
to come together and create some form of a social contract amongst brothers and sisters that live in our communities and that sort of stuff.
Hey, we got a call on the line. We're going to switch to the call and see what we're coming up with. Call, are you there?
I'm here. I just want to say good morning.
Good morning. Who are we speaking with?
My name is Minister Lacey Elliott, and I happened to see Jennifer's post. And I just wanted to say hello.
Jennifer said, hey,
and
hello
good morning.
to you. Hello to you. Good morning.
Good morning.
You wanted to add into the conversation this morning? We got a good 2 minutes.
Sure. Just, I mean, whatever the topic is, I'm trying to tune in. I haven't tuned in. I'm hearing a little bit about coming together. I agree with that.
Okay. So what we're going to have to do, Pastor, we're going to have to get you in here a little earlier for our next week's show. You can call in or come on in. Because we about to end off. We would have loved for you to get in here a little earlier with us.
Okay. Well, you know what? I might just do that. Let me know. And I'll do that.
All right. Great. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Looking forward to
That'll
talking
be
to
awesome.
you.
Y'all have a beautiful day, and just let me know.
Thank you for
just
calling,
let me know.
man. Thank you for calling. Appreciate it. And we look forward to talking to you next week or seeing you.
Awesome. God bless you.
All right. God bless you, too.
I want to say something real quick, Drew. We talking about equality and coming together and everything, and I want to give my man Vince a shout out. You know, I can't be on I can't be on the show without
J.
giving
Detta.
somebody a shout out.
That's Vincent J. Detta, Power and Numbers, community-based organization. Hey, he moving them.
Yeah.
He moving them.
We have an organization we call Power and Numbers Group. It's based off of Facebook, but we do real live stuff in the community. It's really for people who are tired of talking, tired of typing, and want to start doing.
Yeah.
You know, we have a $5 donation that we ask for everybody every month, and that donation has allowed us to do so much for the community without going to the government, without asking for Red Cross. You know, when Relisha Rudd was missing, we were out there helping, and things that happen within our neighborhood, we take care of it ourselves.
That's right.
Beautiful.
And that's what we need to start doing, is taking care of it ourselves. Like Pastor say, you're supposed to put on the full armor of God. So, you know, we are prepared to do these things. We don't need nobody else.
Right.
We can do it ourselves.
Moving them.
And that's the number one thing we are all coming together to do in the Power and Numbers Group. So shout out to Vincent,
I just got that.
Renee, all of the Power and Numbers Group, and I will see y'all online and in real life real soon.
Hey, what a show.
And shout out to my wife for, putting that little call in. Thank you.
Better do that. Hey, the Giants are waking up, man.
Yeah.
The Giants are waking up. Don't be afraid to get on somebody else's wave or somebody else's vision.
Come on now, that's real talk.
That'd be the problem. My man everybody got their own thing that they doing. I got my own stuff. Darren has his own stuff. Pastor DeMond has his own stuff. But you got to be able to, when you're talking and you're meeting, you got to be able to hop on somebody else's wave and get on somebody else's vision. You want somebody to trust you, you need to trust somebody. Everything that's keeping you from communicating with somebody else or getting with somebody else is telling you a little bit about yourself, if not a lot.
Your shirt say it. Your network is your net worth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, the coffee was everywhere this morning. We spilled it everywhere. We done spilled it on the animals, on religion, on the kids, on the system, and we're gonna end our coffee everywhere with my one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for whites. Don't forget that. It's not for you. Get your own. Let's make it happen. Poppin'. See you next week.
All right.